Hello friends and welcome to a lecture in Python. Today we will study about for loops. We will just study the basic syntax of for loop. Using for loops to solve problems will be taken up in the next lecture. So the basic syntax is for I in range 10. We write it down. So we put a colon here, and after putting a colon, press enter and print I. So as you can see here, it has printed numbers from 0 to 9. Now what this does, for loop does is, it loops 10 times, that is from 0 to 9, and each time when it loops, it increases the value of I by 1. So if I take it from 0 to 10, that is 0, 10, as you can see the output is same, right? But if I want to put this number I, increment this number I by 2, so instead of 1 I want to increment it by 2 now. I can just write 2 here and I can enter it. Now as you can see, it has incremented it each time by 2, right? If I wish to increment it by 3, there we are, it will increment it by 3. Can I do a decimal increment? 3.5. It says no, it cannot do a decimal increment. The increment is always an integer. So this makes for loop very useful. As you can see, I can use this number I for various mathematical operations, which will be shown in the next lecture. Now let's take a list. So, and in this list, what we do is we enter randomly some numbers. So 12, 34, 56, 78, 90, 13, 45. And let's now see how the for loop helps us in reading the numbers of this list. So for I in list, so this is a list, print I. And as you can see, it has read each and every element of the list and printed it out. So here I is an increment in the elements of the list, right? So this is another way of writing a for loop. You can write a for loop over a list. One can also write a for loop over an array and read the entire array also. So let's take a one-dimensional array and do it. An array. So we write it. So for this, for preparing an array, first we will have to import numpy. So let's do that. Import numpy as np, enter. Then we write an array. And let's like a single dimension array, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 78, 90, 23, 56, and our array is ready. So that's our array. So 56, yes, invalid syntax. Let me check where is the invalid syntax. Yes, it is here. As, it should be as, yeah, right? So we and now we write the for loop. So for elements, I may not use I can use any variable name that I want. It's not necessary that I use I. So I can write it as elements in an array colon print elements. Now this makes it more readable. Now let's take the output of it, and as you can see, it has given me the output of each and every element in the array. Now, does this work in an array which has, or a list which has not numbers but strings in it? So let's quickly check that. A string list. So let's prepare a list of strings. So we have ABC, ABA, let's take that. Then let's take the second one as ABC. Now let's take the third one as ASSDF. So that's our list which is ready. Now we write the for loop for not elements, for we could say now items in a string list, print items. As you can see, it has printed all the items in the list. Okay guys, have a great day and keep watching.